Look, I thought about presenting this subject in the most respectful way possible without offending everyone, but let's be honest. No matter what anyone says about this subject, someone is going to be offended. So if you're offended, shut the fuck up.
Australia Day.
Some new video coming in of Australia's Prime Minister escaping an angry mob.
Australia Day or Invasion Day, as the country prepares to celebrate a national holiday. We explore the movement to have the day changed.
Celebrations of survival of one of the oldest cultures, if not the oldest culture on earth.
Celebrating colonisation of Australia. Never apologise for being Australian.
Australia was formed on genocide and dispossession, so there is nothing to really celebrate.
Invasion Day.
I thought it was supposed to be an Australia Day parade.
Celebrating rape, it's celebrating murders.
Nationalism is rising, whether the ruling class like it or not, and we will
Celebrate, you pieces of shit.
I think everything is allowed to be on the table if it's presented with respect.
We, sir, are from Great Britannia. We are the first fleet.
Yeah, not quite, mate.
There's only one thing I'm eating on Australia Day.
So quick backstory. 1788, Captain Cook Captain Cook comes over to Oz, meets with Aboriginal people, deems that they do not have shelters for their homes, therefore they do not own the land, therefore we're taking over this shit. So Captain Cook comes in, and so begins the downfall of the Aboriginal civilization and the colonization of Australia. Now, the first Australia Day, believe it or not, was in 1915. It was actually an answer to World War I in an effort to boost morale. It was actually held in July, not January 26, even though January 26 is the official day that Captain Cook raised the flag and deemed Van Diemen's Land Australia. So why did we go back to January 26, a day that marks the taking over of Australia from the original owners of the land? There is no other public holiday in the world that celebrates the exact same day that colonization took place.
Happy Australia Day, because that's a real thing.
Fast forward to 1938, so begins the first Invasion Day protest, where Aboriginal people and those who support the Aboriginal community realised you cunts are doing this on the day that we were destroyed, and you're celebrating, you're having a fucking barbecue.
Lamb's ready. So, who was here first?
Do you understand how fucking insulting that is? And over the years it has gained traction and it has fallen out of traction, but as of last year, I believe that next year, 2020, and the subsequent years, the movement is just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, and with more of a voice, which is absolutely fine. I believe that they are the traditional custodians of the land and their sovereignty should be recognized. However, I don't think alienating all white people, I'm not saying every supporter of Invasion Day is doing this, but I don't think alienating all white people as the cause of the problem is the right thing to do. I can't blame a person who was born in my time period for the actions of their relatives. And yes, white privilege is a thing. Well, I believe it's a thing. I believe it's rooted in ignorance. It's not just white privilege, it can be applied to any race.
White whites, translucent whites, beige whites, red whites, and our dark whites who are darker than the light dark guys.
Privilege, when you don't know enough about what you're talking about to make an accurate conclusion.
We really should get together more often. Arnhem Land in northern Australia. We will join an expedition who visit with the Aborigines of that territory.
This is Arnhem Land. The anthropologist, by analyzing the characteristics of the Aborigines, hopes to gain insight into the nature of half-hidden primitive emotions, which still influence the behavior of civilized man.
Why can't Australia Day be more like Anzac Day, where we both celebrate it with two up and shit, but we also mourn heavily for the lives lost in the war?
Do you think the diggers in the trenches were fighting for tofu sausages? No.
It's both a day of celebration and mourning. Why can't Australia Day be like that? As long as you have a culture that has been completely wiped out and taken over by another culture, which is every single culture on this earth, there will be no rest. And this will just continue until we extended this primitive human form of carbon and flesh and become energy light waves on a super light beam. Kanye West. Also, I love when I Google Invasion Day, it comes up as January 26. I think the date should be changed just to a better date.
You know what? Fuck it. We'll change the date.
But regardless of changing the date or not, you are going to have people complaining anyway.
So don't be un-Australian. Serve lamb on Australia Day.
Finally, your day off. Now I can relax.
like and subscribe. Didn't really enjoy making this one. I don't know. The subject matter was just too clear cut. But let me know what you guys think.